If you put the food in your ears, it's not going to serve the purpose. If you put the food in your nose, in your eyes, it's not going to benefit you. It has to go in your stomach. If you want to become a spiritual man, God's name should go into your heart. If you're only using your tongue, your mouth, and you think you have become a spiritual man or a woman, you are gravely mistaken. So firstly, a mystical formula is implanted inside the heart. Now this is the act of the physical heart. Do not forget. This is the act of the physical heart, not the spiritual heart. Because the spiritual heart doesn't have beats. It is the physical heart that has throbs, that beats, because the physical heart pumps the blood. So the mystical formula, the divine name, is implanted in the beating system of the heart, physical heart. And then what happens? Divine energy begins to be generated. And that divine energy will nurture the spiritual heart. Opening of the heart, this is the spiritual heart. And this is physical heart. The divine formula is implanted in the physical heart. And the physical heart produces divine energy. And that divine energy is shifted to the spiritual heart, which nurtures the spiritual heart. When the opening was done, the spiritual master, the initiatory Sufi, the initiatory guide, had already awakened the spiritual heart. He had already brought it to conscious level. Now it needs nurturing. After the awakening, it needs nurturing. So in order to nurture the spiritual heart, the physical heart has to help. And its help is to be able to produce divine energy. In order to turn the physical heart into a production place, the mystical formula is implanted in the physical heart. For example, Allah. Why we eat food? Look, the food we eat will benefit our nose, our eyes, our ears, our legs, our brain, everything. But the food doesn't go anywhere in any of these organs. The food will go in the stomach. It will digest the food. And then the stomach will distribute energy to all the organs in the body. Similarly, the word Allah will be implanted into the physical heart. And this will generate divine energy. And then it will distribute divine energy to any number of souls which have been awakened. If only the heart is awakened, it will distribute divine energy to the heart. So the purpose of permanent remembrance of God in the heart is to nurture the spiritual heart. It's not an act of worship. It is source of spiritual life. If you put the food in your ears, it's not going to serve the purpose. If you put the food in your nose, in your eyes, it's not going to benefit you. It has to go in your stomach. If you want to become a spiritual man, God's name should go into your heart. If you're only using your tongue, your mouth, and you think you have become a spiritual man or a woman, you are gravely mistaken. Why God's remembrance must be conducted inside the heart? Because it's not merely God's remembrance. It is an act in which divine energy is produced by a very unique, divinely fashion. When God's name strike against each other, it produces divine energy. The same can happen when you say God's name by your mouth. The same thing will happen. The divine energy may also be produced by the act of remembering God with the tip of the tongue. However, whatever divine energy is going to be produced by your mouth, that will stay inside the mouth or go elsewhere, but it will not go into your souls. It has to be done inside the heart. So this is how you are now giving nourishment to the baby heart, baby spiritual heart.